attack it, you're gonna roll this, and okay, basically compared to their armor class, you know, like the shielding. What's your armor class? You should just like AC right there. So 14, that's a 9, so the 9 does not beat 14, so he doesn't even touch him. If it beat 14, or you beat 14, then you roll whatever weapon damage you have. Say you have a dagger and does 1d6. You roll this plus you add your proficiency, so he takes like 6 damage. It's pretty, like that sounds kind of complicated, but that's what you do over and over.
Gotcha.
What weapons do you have?
Got a rapier, a dagger, a short bow, and a thrown dagger.
Okay.
Thrown dagger?
I think
So like you
it's
take it.
thrown. It's thrown. It's probably throwable.
Oh yeah, throwable.
What's the strongest weapon you have that you're probably gonna use? Is it the rapier or the longbow?
Damage 1d8.
Yeah, 1d8 is pretty good, so you probably want to use that mostly.
Plus 3. So just add 3 to whatever I roll on a d8.
Let me see.
Just add 3 to d8 roll. It says 1d8, so I'm assuming I just
Yeah.
roll 1.
Yeah, 1d8 plus 3, so yeah, you're fine. And it says right here attack bonus. So basically, whatever you do to attack. So I rolled a 9 before. You would add 5 because that's the bonus you get for your attacks. Which means, wow, you're level 1. That's a pretty good attack bonus for level 1, but whatever.
Oh, well.
Okay. How do I do the
Oh yeah, it's on my phone.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can just send a PDF to your chat.
I want to change my name too.
Yeah, either or.
Mine's low.
Citrus. Nosius. Ius.
Nosy.
Ius.
Nostrils.
Yes. Binocular. Hello, Mom. Yes. What's up? Yeah, hello? Hello? Yeah. Can you not hear me? Oh, okay. No, I'm about to begin an intense Dungeons and Dragons match. I have to be completely focused. I'm about to begin an intense Dungeons and Dragons match. Hear me? It's probably too intense. Hello?
Let me adjust the white balance.
Say my farewells to my mother.
Yeah. Did you tell I was for a grade?
No, I just thought I was just doing it. Just do it.
I didn't tell all my friends I usually play D&D with that I couldn't do it with them today. They were like, what? I was like, I have to play D&D.
Oh, you can vote on the thing.
You're gonna mostly, I just need that one, so I just keep that up.
I am, you can attack once and take melee. I'm going to leave this blade.
You play like Skyrim and stuff.
I have played Skyrim, but I don't play it religiously. You allowed the strength. Dexterity would be for more like daggers, bows.
Roads, yeah. If anyone uses those kind of fast weapons, yeah.
Fast weapons, yeah. Strength would be more so like
two-handed fucking like hammers. You know?
And
23%.
Constitution, which is like health and how you handle like diseases and stuff like that. Anything that
okay,
damages
so
your
like
health.
So like your immunity kind of?
Yeah.
Intelligence is like for mages and shit.
Yep.
Wisdom.
Wisdom,
is,
that's like the hardest one to explain. It's usually used for like bards and stuff. Like the joke that
okay.
yeah, the joke that everyone uses is that intelligence is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put tomato in a fruit salad.
Wait, that's actually,
Wait, what was that?
There's a joke in the when you're explaining all the
Knowledge is
Attributes.
tomatoes or, wait, did you say knowledge?
no intelligence is knowing that tomatoes are
Intelligence.
fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to
And
put
then
tomatoes in a
wisdom
fruit salad.
is experience.
Yeah, basically.
proficiency, saving, so what's saving throws?
Those are like dexterity saving throws, or like when you have to jump out of the way of something, how fast you are to get rid, like avoid it.
We don't
Constitution is like
know everything.
you touch something that's gonna like prick your thumb. I guess I don't know.
What are my current hit points? Only 8?
You have 8 hit points. Rip.
It says 8.
You are a halfling, but
God.
how much does he have? Well, he's level 3.
I have 28.
Since he's level 3, just add like 10 hit points.
Well, I
to
am a
it.
paladin, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
more so of a tank.
Yeah, you are technically you are a tank class. But still, if
I'll
you want to
protect
add
you.
like 10 hit points, you might want to do that.
I'm only like 41 pounds wet.
What are you, like 3 feet tall or something?
It says 3,
Oh,
3
can I be like
feet
7'8"?
1 inch. I'm like Yoda.
Dude, can I literally be 7'8"?
Yeah, you're like half orc.
Orcs are short, though, in the movies.
Really?
Right.
So I'm a
Well,
wolf.
usually orcs are pretty big.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, orcs are the big, like,
Orcs, yeah, they have the.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're thinking of like a
Okay.
goblin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I don't know.
God, get your D&D shit straight.
Sorry.
You can fly too.
I have seen an orc fly. It was in a little battleship.
Yeah.
There's a game called Arcanum where orcs have aircraft.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so bizarre.
Well, it was steampunk or
Oh, yeah.
Victorian era type.
Huh, that looks like something I'd be
Oh, I
into.
was thinking of that.
It's called Arcanum. It's like from the 90s or
Mhm.
early 2000s, and basically it's medieval fantasy but
Yeah.
mixed with like modernization. So
That's
it's
pretty
like,
cool.
It's like the
Bite.
era where magic is being overruled by technology.
Actually, I like that.
Yup. Okay, so I'm a loaf. I'm a halfling. Male.
Why loaf?
Loaf is just a character, like name that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to record it for a project, so
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm a rogue.
We got a sneaky boy.
I'm a sneaky boy. Alignment. So I'm only 3 feet. I could like, if there's like air ducts in medieval fantasy or an equivalent, I'm all over.
That's
it.
always really dangerous.
Where's my height?
You can just come up with it, dude.
Oh, dude, I'm 7'8".
Alright.
So I'm
Jesus
level
Christ.
1.
Like
You're
those
7'8".
trees.
Huh?
You're 7'8".
Yeah.
It's like an elite from Halo. Like a brute. I weigh 41 pounds, soaking wet. I have a 25 speed. I don't know what that's like like if that's.
It's when we have a grid of squares, how many squares you move, we're not doing that. This is gonna be super, like,
Yeah.
let's just, he has 30 feet, or was it 30 or 60?
We just need to know that he's faster.
Yeah, it's so, yeah, if you guys are running a race.
Oh,
you have
that's
He's
to-
a
30.
tank. Yeah, that's about it. And I have a +3 initiative, I guess.
Okay.
That's about it. What are you?
I'm 7'8". Jamal Jenkins.
Jamal Jenkins.
Nah, I'm
We start recording audio.
oh,
Oh, no, I didn't.
Mine's recording audio, but I'm not sure how.
How well
far.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and
We
just.
can start over.
Just do
Like
quick
everywhere
It's
all
gonna be
this
like
stuff.
8 minutes by now.
I have a flute.
There we go.
I'm Loaf.
Okay.
My name's Loaf. I'm a halfling, a male halfling. I'm a chaotic neutral, it appears, a rogue type. Probably thief focused. level 1, height 3 feet 1 inch, weight 41 pounds, size small, I guess.
Alright.
What about you?
Me? Half orc, paladin. I am. What
Does
is
this have a backstory?
Yeah, I had a backstory.
You don't need that.
I'm an outlander. I speak 3 languages. Trilingual. Hello. Dude, I'm 7'8". I don't know my weight.
Hefty.
Hefty.
Hefty 100 pounds.
280.
280.
I feel like he's pretty
You'd
skinny.
be more than that.
Yeah.
Skinny.
He's a
So
malnourished
you're like
half
400.
orc.
You gotta be like 400, like Kingpin.
Okay, I'm 400.
400 what?
Pounds. 480 when I'm wet, I guess. I don't know.
You a sponge?
And that's it.
Alright.
And that's our entire squadron.
Alright.
That's all we need.
No one even came from a farm. There's always one character that comes from a farm.
You don't know my backstory.
You know,
Alright. So you guys ready?
yeah.
Yup.
Alright, so you guys find yourselves traveling from opposite directions down a grassy path in the middle of a kingdom that is known for its peace. So as you guys converge in your path, you stumble across each other and you see that where you guys meet, there's another grassy path leading into a forest. What do you do?
Okay, so hi, I'm Loaf.
Hey, what's up? What's my name? I forgot my name. Oh, I didn't come. I didn't have
Yeah,
a
I
name.
don't think you said a name.
Think
Umber.
of a name. Come up with
Umber.
something.
Yeah.
It's an interesting name. So I'm looking for a traveling companion so that I don't die, because I'm 41 pounds.
This dude is like looking down on you.
Yeah, it's 7 feet versus 3 feet, like, no,
Yeah.
almost 8 feet.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty intimidated. So what say you and I travel this intersection, or this fork, or whatever?
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
like a fork, yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
okay. Sure. I'm also trying to, head down this.
You need protection.
Yeah, I also need protection.
He's got your knees
I got
covered.
you. Protect the legs. People sweeping the legs.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're gonna head down the path. Should we look for traps or something?
If you do a roll investigation, you can keep an eye out for traps along the way.
Or I could roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess Arcana is magic based.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't need that. What's history?
History is if you want to know the history of something, basically. Depending on how well you do your roll, you'll know more about something.
I'm gonna roll history on him because he's looking suspicious.
That what you're actually looking for is insight when you want to read another person's like whole
I'm
thing.
gonna read
Their line.
insight then.
All right, go ahead and roll the d20
It's a 20.
right here. This one.
That's more like it.
Mhm. You rolled a 2. All right. So from what you can tell, like just superficially, is you can't read this dude worth shit. Like this guy is like a stone wall to you.
I lost information.
Yeah, like really.
Poker face. right
Yeah,
now.
exactly. He's got a legendary poker face. All right.
It's fair.
All right. So and
You know
that
what? I want to check this guy out.
All right.
I'm gonna roll,
insight.
'cause he just rolled against me. All right.
Okay. You got a 7. All right. You can actually, if you want,
That's better.
you can roll against him. I didn't make him do it against you because I'm pretty sure he was gonna roll better than him too. But
Oh.
so if you want to like hide anything, you can roll against him.
Roll against him.
You can get better at 7.
Yeah, man, you gotta need.
Now it's just
Oh,
gambling.
Yeah.
7 plus. What's the insight? What's the modifier.
Insight is +1.
I
So
think
we got it.
insight is with
3.
charisma, isn't it? Or wisdom? Yeah, it's wisdom. So what's your wisdom
13.
modifier?
12, oh, +1.
So you have an 8 actually.
Oh, okay.
So have to be 8.
You have to be an 8.
Escalators.
Jesus Christ.
How do I
Okay.
critically fail insight?
So he reads you so well, you actually have a vision from like this guy's goddamn past. So basically tell him a kind of like a tragic part of your past that you wouldn't want people to know. He can actually kind of read it off your aura.
So my best friend was named Citrus, and we were like stealing some shit, and we were in the middle of the we traveled with a pack of hobbits
Okay.
and halflings,
Yeah.
because we're halflings, and our family basically on caravans voyages. We were nomadic, and it might have been our fault. They're all dead now.
Okay.
Okay.
So since you're not magic and you can't see vision, what you get from this guy is a sense of companionship that had once been lost, and it's possible why he has sought you out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just get that from his looks.
I don't know, man. That's kind of sketchy. How did they die?
You don't even need the axe. You can
Okay.
just roll again. Okay, so we're
Alright.
walking now, right?
Yep, you guys are going down this grassy knoll, and you guys are passing through the trees and foliage, and you notice that it starts to get thicker around you, and since it's getting thicker, the area around you is getting darker. There's not too much sunlight streaming in between these branches. And up ahead, you find the path being blocked by a silhouette of a man. It's too dark to quite make out unless you get closer.
I say
Okay.
we need to tap.
We need to roll for something.
That's suspicious.
Maybe
Oh, yeah.
you should confront him, and I'll sneak back around.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. In
Yeah.
case something.
Roll stealth for that.
this guy's
Stealth?
in the-
You got this
I
down.
have
You
a
got
+5.
Yeah.
Escalators.
I'll get 11.
Okay.
Damn. Well, is that one of your proficiencies? It should be, shouldn't it, for your stealth? It is. So you also get +2 to that. So 7 plus that. All right. So I'm gonna say that you successfully sneak around him. You leave a little bit of a trail behind you because you don't stealth perfectly, but he does not notice you. So you're able to get around him, and you're in the bushes that are about, I'll say, 5 feet away from him. You can see that it is a human from the angle that you are at, and an older one. And what do you do?
I think I'm just gonna walk up to him and introduce myself.
You don't know any of the Well, did I tell him all this?
No, he doesn't know anything that you just saw. So yeah, another thing about
Right,
D&D
so-
is called metagaming. So if he knows something that you would never like possibly know because you weren't in the same room, your character can't know that.
Unless
Are we
you
traveling
approach him.
together though?
No, because I snuck around to like cover your.
You don't know that this
flank-
person's
Or I'm
a
flanking
human.
the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you
and
figure
you're
out
coming
he's
from
a,
the front.
okay,
Yeah. But
And
so
we're
you
separated right now, so.
okay, alright, cool, so alright, what was that plan
You're
again?
just flying blind right now. You're approaching him.
Alright, I'm just approaching.
You're still
that.
approaching Silhouette Boy.
Yeah, yeah. So as you approach this figure, you notice that there is a pretty scraggly white beard adorning this guy's chin, and his face is pretty well adorned by wrinkles as well. He has what appears to be a really corny wizard hat, you know, a little pointy one standing up. His robe is covered with stars.
One of those.
Yeah. So he's just kind of hobbling along, like really slowly along this path, and he looks like anguished almost. And he sees you approaching. He's like, "Oh, hello, nice to meet you, sir."
Okay, I'm gonna take a few steps back,
Okay.
and I'm going to introduce myself, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So I'm just like, hey, so dude, my name's. I have amnesia. Can I add that?
yeah, okay, you have short-term amnesia.
Also have amnesia.
All right. So he actually stares at your paws before saying your name, and he's just kind of like looks a little taken aback, but he's like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you, Ombre. I am Gorak the Great."
Okay. All right. So what you doing out here in the woods?
Oh, it's terrible. It's a whole conundrum. So, I have a love that lives in this woods. She lives down this grassy path, but I don't want to trespass, as I have been told by my friends, Max and Neve, that there are dangerous people in this area. So, me being an old man, I will not go down this path. However, I am a rich old man, so I would pay you handsomely if you went down and found my love. How do you feel about that?
I'm going to take up on this offer. Now, I should let you know, there's a midget behind you, waiting for attack.
He like shocks and like jolts behind him and looks behind him like, where? I don't see him. Oh, he has to roll perception, I guess. He does not see him.
Okay.
So he's like looking out there and he's like really like, you can't see anything.
You'd see
Okay.
my giant eyes right there. Drawing.
Alright, do you actually say anything or step out?
Do you
I'm
unveil
just
yourself?
gonna hide.
You keep hiding? He's like, are you messing with me? Is this a prank?
How would you even remember that I won that?
Because we made the plan.
He has
Yeah,
selective
go around.
memory
You have
loss.
selective memory loss?
Yeah. Alright, well, okay, so I tell him like, hey, look, okay, he's my companion, don't worry about him, I'm just letting you know.
Oh, I don't like being watched, but if this is what kids do nowadays, I guess I can't question it.
Okay. So, we'll go find your wife,
My love.
your love.
He corrects you very harshly.
Okay, well, this guy's straight edge. So, we're gonna go find your love,
Mhm.
and we'll bring her back to you.
Alright.
Are there any? Well, I can't ask. I'm still hiding.
Okay, yeah. So he's like, well, okay. I don't know her name, and I don't know what she looks like, but I know she's in this area.
I'm like, okay, look, first off, we're gonna need to reevaluate this whole.
What? I don't see the problem.
Well, first off, okay, this is the problem. You don't know what she looks like.
No,
You don't know where she lives.
obviously not.
Okay.
Mail order?
Does this woman have consent of you guys' relationship?
Oh, absolutely. We talk to each other all the time.
Okay.
Via letters?
So you girl. All right.
Oh man.
He's like, don't worry, we're very close.
Okay.
So can I like whisper to him from the brush? Like, I don't know, man.
This guy has pretty shitty hearing. I'm gonna say you can go ahead and roll for that.
What do I roll for?
I would say another stealth roll, but you're just whispering. You get advantage to roll twice and take the better one.
13.
Roll again.
18.
You want that one. All right. So you
Critical.
whisper and like you could yell, and this dude probably didn't hear you because he did it so stealthily. So basically, you whisper whatever you want to.
Okay, man. We should probably reevaluate our what is it? I don't know.
This
Reevaluate
conference-
this whole conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe you were right to just like want to kill him instead.
The guy's just like, oh, the wind's pretty loud today.
Okay. Okay.
Should have
So-
brought a jacket.
All right. I agree. Can I decide for this guy?
Oh, shit. Okay, we're going full more to Hugo. Well, you obviously can do anything in this world, but this guy, he is a very old man. He is very unconfrontational looking, like he's non-aggressive, so,
I have an idea.
okay.
Am I still sneaking?
Yes.
Yelling?
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to steal.
Okay.
Looks like he has a note in the back of his pocket.
I'm gonna say that you can do roll perception
Roll
on him
perception? I don't know,
to see if he has anything on him.
Perception. 15. I don't know what. Okay, +3.
Alright, so you're at an 18, and that's a pretty good roll. So I'm gonna say that what you can see is he actually has a belt in the middle of his robe, and on the side of the belt you see potion flasks handled and like kind of hanging off. And he does have a little fanny pack knapsack leather bound thing, and what it seems to be bulging with certain things that you cannot tell. It's closed down
Okay,
a bit.
I'm stealthing still.
Yes,
Maybe we shouldn't.
you can definitely try to pickpocket this dude.
He could fuck us up
Yeah.
with one of these potions. We're level 1. I don't know what level he is.
He's a very weak old man. I mean, you can roll perception
How
on
do you
his.
lose levels?
Huh?
Can you D level?
No.
So shouldn't he be wise beyond his years?
When it comes to like
Comments about
magic
shit,
users, the higher of age they are, they tend to be better in intelligence and stuff like that. But their body falls apart at the touch. So basically, your physical gets traded off for intelligence. So basically, you can
One punch him.
you could roll for
He
insight
also
on
wants
him
happy.
to see if he has any hidden
Let's do that.
agendas.
Nine?
A 9? Okay, 9 plus, what's your charisma? -1.
Holy shit.
So you got an 8. From what you can tell from behind him in general is that, I mean, this guy seems pretty earnest. He doesn't seem like he's like caught in the middle of a lie. He just is looking at Ombre pretty honestly.
Say we take the bait. I'm still yelling from the brush.
Okay, the guy is just yawning now. He's just like, almost time for my nap.
Okay.
Stealthily evaluate.
Alright, so,
Do you want to still pickpocket him?
Sure.
Alright, so there's a sleight of hand, I believe. You should be, you're half one, yeah, you got plus goddamn 5. So go ahead and approach and do that.
8.
So 8 plus 5, and is that
Let's
a
check.
proficiency? So it's actually plus 7, you got a 15. And with a 15, I'm gonna say you go there and you accidentally knock against one of the flasks, but the guy doesn't notice it, it like falls off, it's like he sees these things falling off. And you manage to go into the pouches, I'm guessing what you were going for, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you open it, you do find it full of like little scrolls bound in little like fancy pieces of string in the middle, and it's just filled with little pieces like that. Do you take any?
Yeah.
All right, so you take the whole lot, I'm guessing, and you shove that in your pocket. And do you want to stay there, or do you want to go back into the foliage?
Let's go back to the full.
All right, so like that one Simpsons gif of Homer going back into the bushes, you fucking are in there.
Heidi.
Yeah.
okay.
Snake in the mist.
All right, so now the old man is still looking at Ombre. He's like, well, if you actually succeed and you bring me my love, I will pay you in 15,000 gold.
That's good, that's a lot.
That's better than good.
What was
Yes.
that in your pocket?
That's
Pulling you up from the brush.
He's like, what? And he just kind of like looks to the sky. Don't say old son.
Okay, I like that.
All right.
So I accept, and I go off, ask him like, hey, is there any direction that you know
Yeah.
Give us the direction.
that we can actually start?
Yeah, he's like, well, it's just, well, like I said before, it's just if you continue the way I was just leaving from, and
okay.
if you meet me back here in this exact location, I will pay you back in the gold, but I'll only give you the money once the job is finished.
Is there like
My
a
love's
park
with you.
bench around
Okay.
waiting on?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, let's go for it.
alright.
He's just shuffling back down the road towards the.
And I like come out of the
Mhm.
bushes.
Okay.
Okay. Now what? We're just walking down that path now.
So you guys head down that path. All right. You still have the little papers if you want to open them and examine them, or you can just keep them.
Yeah, what does those papers say, man? That's like you sneaking up and you stole something.
I'm gonna examine them.
Okay. So you can keep it to yourself. You don't
Can
have to tell
I-
Ombre.
Can I inspect them for traps?
You can do an investigation. Well, are you checking for like magic or for
Yeah, magic traps.
do an Arcana check?
Ooh, Arcana.
Still trying to figure out
7
how well
plus
to do
2.
7 plus 2 with the 9. You can, from your limited knowledge of magic, you can probably assume that these have no magic actually on them. They seem like normal pieces of
Alright.
paper.
I open them.
Alright, and what you see is a lot of tiny scribblings across them in common, so it's common, like what everyone knows basically. And what you see in a lot of them is pretty saucy language. Like this was obviously the
letter.
notes he was talking to with his love or whatever.
Oh, man.
And they just, a lot of them kind of give the impression that she's asking for money and then asking to be rescued, but then like disappearing on him. So she's kind of like flighty. Do you tell Ombre or do you keep that to yourself?
No, I ripped that shit up.
Okay, so you rip up the pieces of paper.
Hey
so
man,
you'll
what was
never-
all that about? I'm just like, hey, what was that about?
You're gonna have to roll for perception to even notice.
Oh my.
Yeah, go
No,
for
this
it.
one, I want this companion. I roll for everything. 5.
So roll stealth to see if you did that sneakily.
That should be it.
Yeah, you
6.
pretty significantly beat that.
Okay.
Okay, so you have no idea that he just threw paper into the wind.
Oh, okay.
You like look in the direction as he does it. Alright.
Okay.
So you guys, as you guys go down this this grassy knoll, you find that the path gets a lot more overgrown and stuff, and it shows that a lot of people haven't been in this direction. And you're starting to leave the country that is known for peace and entering near the border of one that tends to wage war against others. And as you go down this path, you notice that there is a clearing with 2 different paths going in different directions. Light is streaming to the middle of the clearing that are like sneaking in between the leaves of the trees.
So yeah, we're at another split.
It's significant.
So like it's
You hear angels singing.
it's like this. So how does it look?
Okay, so basically, you guys, this is the path that you guys were just traversing, and here's the thing: the sunlight is aiming towards the middle, and paths go off like this.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
ID. Okay, so I'm gonna
Yo, man,
tell
go
him.
check out that light.
I'm not standing there. I'm standing there. That's what I was gonna ask you. You're the bigger of us. You should put your hand in the light.
Okay, I definitely don't want to put my hand in light.
Let's investigate it.
Yeah. Okay. So you go ahead and investigate. Are you specifically investigating the light, or just like in general?
The light.
The light. Okay. Go ahead and do that.
Step on a trap getting to it. 15.
Okay. With the 15, you notice that.
What,
There-
plus 4.
Oh, okay. So you actually see pretty much what's going on in this area.
21.
Jesus Christ, okay, that was a really good roll. Alright, so what you can tell is that there is no kind of funny business, however, the light, there seems to be a shimmer coming off of it.
So it's like something.
There's lights
Night.
within lights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there might be something
Yeah.
in it.
But it doesn't seem anything that's like something with
Dang.
malice, it's just shimmering.
Okay.
It's a danger boy.
Can
It's
I?
not a danger boy.
All right. Can I full sprint to the light?
I didn't tell you that.
Yeah, you have
Oh,
no
you
idea.
didn't?
You-
This is
Are you gonna
so-
tell him?
I mean, sure.
Alright,
Go for it.
All right. So all right, it's cool. So it's
Yeah.
cool to go.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm
I
gonna
mean-
full sprint to
All
the
right.
middle of the light.
you sprint towards the middle, and once you enter there, it's like walking into something like cold air hitting you. And nothing, you don't feel anything bad happening to you.
Okay. Regret.
So, go ahead and roll Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Please. Kill them all.
18
Okay, 18, okay, that's pretty good. What's your Constitution modifier?
plus 2.
Plus two. So you got a 20, it's not a natural 20, so it's not perfect, but it's like a very good roll. And you feel almost like a voice whisper into your ear, but it's not coming out from the vicinity, it's almost like someo's right next to you. And they're like, do you choose the path of the warrior, or you choose the path of the team?
I don't know. Ripped up that note that I didn't see. I'm pretty pissed about that.
But you're not though.
Yeah, you
But
don't
I'm
know.
So I can't be pissed.
Another
Sorry.
life, you're pissed.
Yeah. So I choose the path of the team.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Alright, so as those words leave your lips, you have no idea why he would say that. So, because you didn't hear any voice.
Team.
Yeah, you're Alright. After your partner worries about your mental health, you feel the feeling dissipate. Yeah, no, he wasn't levitating, but there was like a light that was shearing off of him. But so basically, you feel a tug towards the right direction, and that's only what you can assume is the route of the team.
Okay. And what direction is that?
The right direction.
Oh, the right. I thought you meant the right.
No, yeah, to the right, right
Okay,
here.
gotcha. All right. Cool.
You can always go to the left though. It's all up to you.
I don't know. I'm definitely trusting that being
Okay.
So we're gonna go the direction of the team. I tell Loaf
Mhm.
that I heard a whisper, and that it said go to the right, man. I'm feeling the right way is the right way. So you
And
covering it up.
I roll my eyes and say fine,
Mhm.
Cool.
cause yeah.
Yeah, so you accept
Sure,
that?
why not?
Alright.
I'm a religious man.
Do either of you guys has like characters have religion?
Probably.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I have a
I
faction.
mean, what?
You have a couple atheists in this
He
world.
might.
You could just say it's like a really general and like pan or something.
Independence is my idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have a faction.
Scientologists. Alright, so with this whole incident has now affected the both of you, you find yourselves going towards the right path that was encouraged by this mysterious beam of light. And as you guys go down it, again, the trees around you is getting thicker, and now it is almost pitch. You know it's midday, but there is almost no light going between these trees. You guys both have dark vision though, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I do.
Hmm?
Yeah, what's your vision listed as? I'm pretty sure half elves can see pretty well in the dark.
Vision. Where's vision at?
If we can't find it, we're just gonna assume that because they usually sneak pretty well, so.
I don't see anything
No,
on vision.
You're gonna be able to see. I'm pretty sure half elves can. Alright, so
I'm a halfling.
that's what I meant, halfling. Halflings are really sneaky, so they can sneak pretty well. So, you guys come across what appears to be another clearing. There's no light in the middle now, but you can hear a low humming.
Hmm. I'll investigate
What are you investigating? And just like
the hum.
just the hum? Okay, go ahead and roll for that. With the two, you
4,
can,
5, 6, 7, 8.
that's right. Damn, that's like really good. Okay, so with an 8, you can tell that it's not coming from any person or like race you've ever heard of. It doesn't seem natural.
Okay, I'm straight on the weapons draw right now.
Are you gonna roll to check?
To
Because
check.
you don't know if the hum is bad or
I
not.
think mine is good. What am I gonna, what is this?
I mean, you could always roll a 20 and then you won't.
True.
Oh, yeah, okay. What is this, like, Christmas?
This is for it's investigation or wisdom. I think investigation, which is your 4, it's intelligence.
Okay. My intelligence is trash, but I did get 16, so.
Is that right? Let me see. So we're doing investigation.
I think it's intelligence, right?
Yeah, but his
Because
thing
it's
is
a
just
check.
+2. I don't know why his investigation is